This is a great concept I learned about many years ago from a business author, and they use this idea of the business card, in which all your information is here, and it's something you give to a customer. It's a way of establishing a relationship. It's a way of people remembering who you are. Obviously, contact information. Business cards have been invaluable for decades, a way of people conducting business and people remembering what you do. The idea of the $20 business card is the book. If you think about it, that's the best way of you presenting yourself in a number of different ways. Your entire company can be contained within one book and explained in 40 to 50,000 words. That makes it much more relevant and much more interesting than a business card. A $20 business card has your company philosophy, some of the things that your company does, some of your personal business theories and your business acumen. You can present yourself in many different ways. A business card, a $20 business card, is also relatively inexpensive. Producing a book is not as expensive as most people think it is. Somehow there's a feeling out there that a book is an expensive proposition. It's an expensive process to go through. It's not. In fact, technology has allowed books to be produced at a much cheaper rate. And in addition, that one does not have to order a substantial amount of books as they had to 20 or 30 years ago. You can now order books through printing processes now that allow you to print numbers in very, very small quantities. So it becomes an inexpensive process to produce your own book. In addition, a book has permanence. A book is something that can sit on a bookshelf. It's something that you can give to somebody. It's something that has visibility. You'll see people reading a book on an airplane. You'll see see books in a bookstore. A book has, in some respects, it's a walking advertising campaign. You have a cover, you have a name of a book. Sometimes it's the motto. Sometimes it's the name of your company. It's a way of you broadcasting, in effect, what you do. That's much better than a business card that sits in somebody's wallet or in somebody's desk drawer. A book has a visibility. A book is also something that you can give to somebody. It's a gesture. You can autograph a book as a way of memento, as a way of thanking somebody. So a book has a certain intangible quality about it that I think gives business people a way of making them unique from their competition, a way of them singling themselves out from what other people are doing, and I think a way of really, in effect, broadcasting their company in a relatively easy way. I think it is. I think that if you look at any successful company, whether they're small, medium, or large, they all have a brand. They all have something you remember them by. And I think a book, for many authors, is really that key part of their brand and of their marketing platform. That if you can develop a good brand, a good name for your book with a good subtitle of something that allows you to broadcast that over and over again through media, through workshops, through speeches, whatever it might be, you're constantly reinforcing your business philosophy, your business acumen, and that's a very powerful tool. Well, we can use our experience. We've been in the book business for 30 years. We've been agents for at least a dozen years. We've worked with all sorts of authors of different sizes, some people with their first book, some people on their eighth book. We've managed to work on unique, different business books, whether they're for corporations or individuals, whether they're sales or leadership books. We're able to use that experience to help you give some direction to your book and give some flow to that book so that it reads smoothly, so it's an interesting book. Sometimes it's a business narrative. Sometimes there's a story wrapped around it. Sometimes it's straight facts. Sometimes it is giving clear direction to people. There's different ways a book can be approached, and some people like the story, narrative aspect, and some people like to be, in effect, told what to do. So it really depends on what type of business owner you are, what type of entrepreneur you are, and how you best illustrate getting your business done. Some people can build their business by telling stories. It's a great way of building a business. You use stories to illustrate what you do. Well, a book can do that as well. You can illustrate your point by telling stories. And there's a number of books that have been very successful doing that. So I think that's something somebody should consider at times. And other times, there are books that they're sales technique books, or they're leadership books, or they're reconstructing or building your company back up again books, different ways that people have of explaining what they do. So you can use brilliant idea books to help you decide what direction you should take. We can develop different scenarios for you so that you can decide what works best for me. What do I feel comfortable doing here? Do I want to tell a story, or do I want to give straight factual information? Different business books take on different roles. And if you walk into a bookstore, again, look at the bookshelf and just see how different business ideas are presented in many different ways. Sometimes it's a format issue. Sometimes it should be a hardcover. Sometimes it should be a small format, small size paperback book. There's different ways you can present the books as well, which in itself can become interesting. In the last 10 years, small format or small size hardcovers, almost gift edition business books have become really popular because they're almost something that fits into a handbag or a briefcase. They're not sort of that big lumbering 400-page hardcover book. So different people have figured out different ways of presenting their book that best reflects their company.